Hey, hello, YouTube. Welcome to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the optimal bullet bill techniques for the Wave 1 Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Boosted Course Pass courses. So, there's 8 courses in those. If you haven't watched our first video on this, we actually had one for all 48 courses that were in the base game. This one we're actually going to talk about the DLC courses themselves, which we can find here. My little screenshot I made of them. We're talking over the Golden Dash Cup, which includes Paris Promenade, Toad Circuit, Choco Mountain, Coconut Mall, and Lucky Cat Cup, which includes Tokyo Blur, Shroom Ridge, and Sky Garden, and Ninja Hideaway. So, now when it comes to bullet bills, let's actually review what it does, what it is, and kind of my 4 main goals I would recommend when using a bullet bill. So, in general, a bullet bill temporarily transforms you into a bullet bill, making you zoom automatically towards the finish line while knocking over any vehicle you make contact with. That's what the manual says about the game itself. Now, when we come down to the 4 main goals when you use the bullet bill, from my opinion, when you have it, and in general, sometimes you can get bullet bills by bagging and having a certain kind of strategy there, or sometimes you just get it because you're just falling behind, which is fine. That happens to me as well. But your 4 main goals of the bullet bill is the following. One is to gain placements, going from 9th to 3rd place or 2nd place or whichever. Also, you can only attain the bullet bill in between 9th and 12th place, typically in most courses. You can check my guidebook that tells you the item probability. I'll also link that in the video description below, so you have that on hand. But yeah, first one is gaining placements. Your second goal is for protection from lightning bolt or a shells on the floor, any really items that there's hazards. So it gives you that nice protection. And third, you want to make sure that you have a powerful item, or get let go or go through an item box. So that way you can come out and actually do some more damage, or have additional protection, or just make sure you have protection for yourself. And then the fourth one is just to hit people. You want to make sure you can try to hit people as you can with the bullet bill. You can actually kind of move it left and right for a bit. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about. Go through Golden Dash Cup first, and then I'm gonna go to Lucky Cat Cup after. So if you watched on Twitch, I did make this same video on Twitch, but I had to record it offline because there was an audio delay. So I wanted to make sure that you actually have non-audio delay when it comes to seeing stuff. Okay, so let's actually go into the first bullet bill recommendation for Paris Promenade. Actually, and in this one, it's going to be at the end of the first lap, the beginning of the second lap. You pass through the finish line, and right in the middle where it's the normal area for the shortcut, you use it right there. It'll get you an item box if you need it, and it's going to release you right before the glider. So obviously I use my star immediately to protect myself, but that's what the first spot I would recommend. Again, it's right after the finish line. The start of the second lap. You want to use it right before the Piranha plant. You hop into it, use it. You'll get an item box, so you'll be okay, and you'll let you off right at the glider. A great spot for use your bullet bill. Gets you a nice little path, and those are 4 things that you asked about. Now the last spot is actually the 3rd lap after the glider. So the 3rd lap after the glider, as you can see going up here, don't worry, the zigzag is want to show you vantage point. You want to use it right after the blue Yoshi, right before the boxes. This will take you all the way to the finish line just before. As you can see, I passed through everything and curved through everything else, and it stops you right at that the cross-off session. This is actually a bullet bill extension area. As you can see, it went a little bit farther than it typically does because of the curves at the end there. The game did not want to release me at a bad spot. It released me at a perfect spot right at the crosswalk. So this will always work here. As long as you use a bullet bill, it will always release you right here at the crosswalk. So great spot to have in Paris Promenade. So, and that's Paris Promenade. Now next we're gonna go to Toad Circuit. Toad Circuit has two bullet bills. The first one we're gonna look at is actually the glider portion here. The glider portion for Toad Circuit. It's after the finish line. It's on that first turn. Right at the glider. You want to use the bullet bill. As you can see here, I'm in 12th. I'm gonna go down this side over here. I'm going down. I got to bring up here. It releases you right before these next boxes. So you should be able to get at least one of those item boxes himself. As you can see, I use this as the last lap. I ended up getting 2nd place. which isn't too bad. Not horrible, but it gave me a pretty good protection overall, and I thought that was a pretty good spot. Another spot on Toad Circuit, which I prefer as my favorite, is actually the end here. So this is not the glider part. This is farther down. Go down here. You want to go to the ramp on the side here. Use it right before. You'll end up crossing through this whole section. I end up dodging the shock, and it actually releases you after the finish line. So this is a great if you lap 2, lap 3 situation bullet bill in my opinion, because it gives you protection, and then also if there's a shock like this, like it happens here, you can basically solidify your win here. So did what you wanted to do at this point, and that is Toad Circuit. Now next we're gonna go to Choco Mountain. So Choco Mountain is pretty interesting. Where I like to use the bullet bill is after the glider. You can use it before or after, but I feel like after is probably the most optimal given what is going on here. So I end up going past this way. You use it right at that sign right here, and it'll take you through this whole boulder section. Really hectic here. It's gonna release you right at the apex of this corner, and then nice straightaway. You can trick here. You can do your low tricks. You can do everything you want. Also, I did that in Warlow. You should, if you want to do the three ramp tricks, you want to let go of gas and then trick on the first one, then gas and trick. You should get the 3 ramps. But yeah, this is my recommendation for the bullet bill on Choco Mountain. You can also use it a little bit after, but I just didn't want to do the risk of getting shot. So that's Choco Mountain. Now next is Coconut Mall. Coconut Mall has 2 different areas. Let's look at the ending area first here. So this is at the end of the lap 1, which takes you through the car section area. It's going to take you all the way there. That narrow section can be really rough. It gets you past the finish line, and it ends you right at the start of the second escalators going down. It's a pretty good bullet bill if you're in the last lap situation and things are really tight. It's very good for lap 1 as you're using it here, and it's pretty good for lap 2. So, but I would recommend this maybe mostly lap 1, lap 2 bullet bills. But the juicy one is actually an extension bullet bill here at Coconut Mall, which is actually after the first escalator. You want to wait after the purple shop and use it right before. You don't need to do it in that cut. You just do it right before there. You'll end up cutting through so much. It adds extra seconds with your extension. It's going to release you right before the ramp here. Watch. Right here. Great line. End up using a shock. Have a great... so if I get hit, I end up having that booster area. This is probably your best bet for a booster for a bullet bill. Again, right after that purple shop, it will take you the whole thing. This is a bullet bill extension. I'm not sure if it's intended or unintended effect, but it is something that we talked about in other portions as well. So this is one of the first bullet bill extensions that I would recommend handling on this course, or in the booster push stack DLC. So, and that is all of, I believe, Golden Dash Cup. Yeah, that is all of Golden Dash Cup now. So now we're gonna look at Lucky Cat Cup, which is Tokyo Blur, Shroom Ridge, Sky Garden, and Ninja Hideaway. So let's look at Tokyo Blur first. Tokyo Blur is very interesting because it has every lap is different. So the bullet bill areas that I would recommend, you're really only going to get a bullet bill lap 2 and 3. So the first bullet bill in lap 2 is right here at the ramp. You want to use it right at the side or a little bit before you go through the lap here. It takes you to the finish line into lap 3. Not that bad. It gets you into like a nice area and it'll release you before the boxes. So pretty decent in my opinion. Obviously this is only a lap 2 situation. Every lap is different. So when it comes to lap 3, I would recommend using the blue bill at the very end, right after those item boxes, or even before. This is going to take you all the way to the finish line, and then that's pretty much it. It's not crazy, but yeah, right there is probably the best bet in my opinion. Just using it right around those item boxes, or even a little bit after what I did here, ends up giving you the protection, and it gets you to the glider, and then you can just keep going and secure a nice win or secure a good place. And that's Tokyo Blur. Now we're gonna go to Shroom Ridge. So for Shroom Ridge, it's quite interesting how it works. So there was 2 different areas I tried. I tried the area here by the glider first to see if this works, but look what happens at this point. It releases me after this spot in a really weird line, so I didn't like it that much. It's not the best thing in the world, but again, this is like right after the straightaway turn into near the glider, right in the rough terrain. It releases you, it gets you through a nice little path here and stuff, and that's fine. But I don't think this is the best one, but this is one of your options. My favorite option is actually a little bit after you wait. You wait until you at the arrow by the tunnel, use it right here. You end up going through you cover a lot of ground here, a lot of cars. This is going to get you after the point where you were, and it's going to lead you in the straightaway so you can get a nice drift and finish in first right I had here. So I think this is probably your best bet when it comes to a bull bell with this sort of looking it right at that arrow point. And that's Shroom Ridge. Now we're going to talk about Sky Garden. So Sky Garden, there's a couple places you can use it, but my favorite place is actually after the mushroom jump here. So, again, you don't want to trick both, but right at the rough terrain after the mushroom jump, this should take you all the way to the item box, and then you should be able to either be released or go around the corner depending on the map. But at this point here, as you can see, it got me through a really tight spot, gave me good protection, gave me a good item box, hit some people, and then releasing right in an area where I can use a powerful mushroom to get a shortcut. So this was great. I ended up winning this race, but I ended up just cutting it off because I just wanted to make sure you saw the path for this little hill in Sky Garden. Now, the last one is Ninja Hideaway. Ninja Hideaway is very interesting because there's it is this course. Basically, what it does is you can go either 3 paths in this course, but I found that there's 2 spots that I would recommend the bullet bill for the most part. That is consistent, because there's one spot on the top side that you could do that's a little bit inconsistent and doesn't take you that far, but we're going to show you the consistent stuff. Okay, that's what we do here. So this is end of lap 1, right at the water wheel, right before you drop down to the ledges. You use the bullet bill. It's going to take you through that whole section here and drop you right in front of the finish line, a nice straight line to it. This works in lap 2, lap 1, 2, and 3. So again, it's right at that corner, that turn, when you're on the bottom path. Use the bullet bill. It'll take you through this really tight corner, and this corner can be rough. As you can see, it gave me a lot of placements here. It was pretty solid bullet bill strategy, in my opinion. So right there again. Okay, cool. So that's the first one I recommend. The second one's a little bit technical and a little bit difficult to execute, but I want to make sure you see it because it is very fun to do. So you want to go up the little staircase thing, and then you're going to actually drop down here. And you're going to drop down, and you're going to use the bullet bill right before the Piranha plant boards that hurt you. And then you're going to cut through the glider section, which is actually the most scariest section you have if someone else has a shock. As you can see, I have a shock, so it's a little bit different. So let's see how this goes down here. So I drop down, use it right there. I cut through this cut. I end up getting an item box if I need it, but I didn't need it. But I end up getting I have a shock right after, releasing me right in a straightaway here. Awesome. My favorite bullet bill technique on this course. Again, you're on the top side of Ninja Hideaway. You're gonna drop down after the second shoot, and right before you want to hit that before you hit that front time and get stunned, you want to use the bullet bill. It's gonna shit you through that cut, get you through that glider part, get you the nice tight spot, and then a straight line right towards the final line of box. Great lap 2, great lap 3 build. I think this is my favorite place to use the bullet bill. Now, I did want to mention on this one, there is another one up on the top side. This is an extension for the most part if the gap is a little bit wider. So this is only a lap 2, lap 3 bullet bill. You're gonna use the glider again on the top path. You're gonna wait till you pass the Shy Guy and use it right where you're at the bamboo area, and it's gonna get you through this whole path up here. And sometimes the bullet bill extends beyond the glider, but at this point it actually dropped me here. So that's why I don't like it that much. And I've tried this multiple times, and for some reason it always drops me before the glider. It may change. There may be a technique I did not know that some others might know as well. But from my opinion, this has been inconsistent considering the other one too I showed you, which is most consistent. Now, again, talking about the one that I actually like a lot, which is the drop down one. Remember, this one is great, right? So let's talk about it one more time. Where we there's one board here, and then there's the second little wiggler board. Bam, drop down to that side. Great bullet bill, right? Lose a nice little straight line, all that stuff. Now, one thing I want to mention is you can mess this up, and you need to be careful. Here's an example of me messing it up, and I made sure I got this example so you can see it, so you don't do this. So this is what happens. If you mess this up, this is how bad it is. So again, that's the first wiggle on the left, and there's the second wiggle on the left. Now, I waited too long, and I got to the right, and the bullet bill will hit the wall. You don't want that happening. Again, you want to know why this happened? It's because I didn't drop harder on the left, and I didn't use the bullet bill on the left side of the Piranha. I used it on the right side of the Piranha, and then went to the right into the wall. Don't ever do that. Be careful on this. Honestly, if you think you're going to mess it up, hit the Piranha plant board, get stunned, and use the bullet bill. You don't want to mess it up and then basically waste your bullet bill. Again, don't want to do that. You want to do what we had here, which is my favorite here. Again, you want to go down the side, wait till the second wiggler artwork on the left, hard bank left, and then boom, bullet bill gets you all the way through the scary glider part, gets you all the way through this really tight corner on the bottom path, and you have this fantastic straightaway where you can trick off and get into the item boxes. But yeah, so again, that is all of the bullet bill techniques that I would recommend so far that we've seen on the Wave 1 Booster Course Pass DLC. I'll have more information in the description and in the and linked if anything else in our other guidebook as well. So if you have any other questions, feel free to comment. If you have any suggestions, more than welcome to let me know. If we end up learning better techniques or more extensions for these 8 courses later on, I will definitely make another video to update those as well. But again, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate y'all, YouTube. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And hopefully we'll see you at the next video. All right, bye-bye.